In this video, I'm going to be doing a purple marble nail design using only gel polish. So a lot of these are just some cheap polishes from Aliexpress. This one is no longer available, but the ones I can find I'll link below. So I've done this video before, but using blue polishes, and a lot of people like that. So I thought, let me do this again with a different color. But what you're gonna need is a flat brush of some sort, a dotting tool or something to swirl the polish with, and some kind of mixing plate. But if you don't have those things, I'm sure you can find something in your house that can mimic these things. But I don't know what can mimic a brush, to be honest. I mean, a toothbrush? I don't know. But anyways, for these marble designs, I like to use anywhere between 2 to 5 polishes. But for this one, I'm only going to be using 3 because white was actually going to be my 4th color. Then I realized I don't have enough. And what's funny is I had ordered white polish a few days ago, and then all of my Amazon orders come on the same day I filmed this, except from the white polish. It's here now. Just a little too late, but it's fine though because it works just fine without white. But as far as measuring how much polish you need, you're gonna have to eyeball it. Like, it's a nightmare. I wish I could tell you exactly how much you need, but I can't. But I will say you don't want to mix up a big batch attempting to do all your nails, because one thing I noticed is that once you swirl it around and then you get your brush to pick it up to apply to your nail, you naturally kind of mix it and it starts turning into one color. So I'd say put enough down for about 2 nails. Then when you're done with the 2 nails, wipe whatever's left on the mixing plate, then apply more polish. So when you've got your polish down, just draw some lines, but don't go too crazy, because if you go too crazy, you're just going to make one color, and that's not what you want. Unless that is what you want, then go ahead and do that. But just mix it enough to where you can still see like the 3 lines of polish, but just don't go too crazy. Now it's time to start applying. In my last video, a few people disliked it, and I don't know if it's because the camera quality was crap or if my explanation was whack. I don't know what it is, but I'm going to try and explain a lot better this time.
Cut the cameras. Dead ass.
Okay, now hold up. I had to come and say this because whilst I was recording my voiceover, there was a earthquake. I live in California now, you know, the faults are a bit, but I have never experienced a earthquake in my life. Like, clearly you can hear by the accent that I'm from the UK, but I just sat through a flipping earthquake whilst doing my voiceover. I honestly thought it was my husband with me, but wow, I'm in like shock right now, but voiceover must go on. But anyways, I'm fine. Let's get into this. So the technique for this is pretty much scoop into your polish mix in like any direction, it doesn't really matter. And then you place your brush clean side down and just let the polish kind of drag across the nail tip, or the nail tip in this case. And that's what creates the marbling. And you just repeat these steps until you have your whole nail covered. In my previous video, I literally watched my own video to be able to do this again. I said not to apply the polish thick because it distorts the nail shape. And I didn't listen to myself, but you should listen to me. Because if you are going for shape, like shape is like an important thing for you, it's really going to ruin that. Like, it looks really bad. It's just lumpy and clumpy. So avoid using too much polish. So yeah, that is just basically it. I will also add that if you do have any gaps, like I have one, I don't know how to explain it, but you can see that one little gap. If you have gaps like that, what you do is you don't pick up again with the polish, you just kind of use what is left over on your brush, and you just touch that gap like so slightly, like no pressure whatsoever, and it shouldn't make too much of a blotch. Like a disadvantage of doing marbling this way is if you like drag a bit too much, you can cause like muddying, especially if you're using dark polishes, where it just kind of drags and doesn't create like a marble design. It just looks like you just mixed a whole bunch of paint together. And that is pretty much it. So after I did this this nail, I cured it with my mini lamp, and I actually prefer to do it this way because if you wait around, the polish will start drooping and you'll kind of ruin your design. So cure as fast as possible, and you can do this in a bigger lamp too, but I just kind of preferred using my smaller lamp to cure it this time. Then I go on to my next nail, but I realized I didn't have enough polish to do 2 nails, so Here I am mixing another batch. I was lazy and didn't clean off my palette, but it's actually a lot easier just to clean it off, because I realized when I was putting the polish down, sometimes my brush would touch like the other colors. I mean, I don't really care for these polishes, but it was annoying trying to like avoid touching the other polishes, so it's just a lot easier to clean it. So I'm just going to repeat the same steps as the last nail. So I pick up the polish, then I put the brush clean side down on the nail and just drag. Another tip is, if you want the swirling to go in like different directions, just turn your nail around and that should do that. So I'll be back to speak in like a couple of minutes or so, but before I start playing the most generic music that I'm sure you've all heard 55,000 times, let me know what colours I should try, because this is really fun to do, and I've noticed like some colours don't work well with other colours and the possibilities are endless. So I want to see what kind of colour schemes everybody else is like thinking of. I tried a green and pink, like kind of like a Cosmo and Wonder pink, if you know you know, and it came out atrocious. But I really have hope for that. I think I'm going to try that again, but with a different shade of pink and a different shade of green, because I really want that one to work. Because green and pink, I think, go well pretty good together, but obviously not when I tried it. But I will figure it out and post a video on it. So I'm back. Randomly at the very end. I figured, like, how many times can one explain the same thing over and over again? But I came back just to say that this one was my favourite nail. Up until like the tip. It was going so well. Like the top kind of reminds me of like smoke. I don't know, but I was really feeling this nail until I ruined it at the end. However, this is the end result. As you can see, there's lumps, bumps, the shape is not there, and it's because I was putting on too much polish. But the design itself is not that bad. It looks kind of cool if you like really stare into them. But that is it. If you liked it, like, comment and subscribe, and let me know what colors you want to see next.